Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I know I should have had a video out already this week, but like I said in the Discord and made everybody aware, I had family stuff. Plus, I pulled jury duty on Monday, so I have been a little tied up. So, this is actually my first chance to really sit down and do a video. Today, we're going to go over the Razer Edge Wi Fi edition. Has a 6.8 inch AMOLED display, 144 hertz refresh rate, Snapdragon G3X Gen 1, 6 gig DDR5 RAM, and 128 gig internal storage. Now, people have covered this before, it's not new, but I wanted a new tablet. You guys have seen my older video on my Samsung tablet. I was carrying that every day. Wasn't gaming on it. I use it for random stuff when I'm working in my office. I have a mount for it, and I normally have, I don't know, TV shows, movies, something going on it. Yeah, for background noise or music or whatever. So my wife said she wanted a tablet. I told her to pick one. She said she couldn't pick one. So I came across one of these for decently cheap. It was new in box, so I picked it up, gave her my old tablet, and now I'm using this. Now, the only thing I got to deal with is this is about a third of the size of my Samsung tablet. This is a lot smaller. This is slightly bigger than a phone. And here I got a little Z Flip. Yeah. So it's about that size. Anyway, I don't know. I picked it up, brand new in box. It was still sealed. I got it for just under 200, which retail it was slightly higher than that. And if it was open, I would have paid less. You can pick these up used for 150 to 180, and a lot of times you can get the Razer Edge 5G edition, which has 8 gigs of RAM and I think 256 internal. I can't remember on the storage. Not that it matters. Has an SD card slot. Anyway, you can pick one of those up. With where it's at price wise, new, I would never recommend buying one of these since it's a tablet that you strap a Kishi on or any other controller on. And it does come with the regular Kishi, which isn't bad. It doesn't feel the most stable. Now, I did order a case for it that holds everything together. It stabilizes the Kishi a little bit. That's still on order. It's on the way. I might update you if I find it interesting enough. I did order 2 adhesive kickstands that I can put on this so I can use it as a regular tablet, which I'll probably install those on the case and just keep this like this most of the time. I'm still deciding on that. Now, power-wise, this is what we're here for. Emulation performance, right? I'm a sucker for a good screen. You guys know that, which is what caused me to get this. And I do have to say, I love the screen on this. I hate the bezel. It's all rounded in the corners, which it was a stupid design choice. But you get used to it really quickly. It's like the 34XX SP having that big forehead on it. You don't notice it after a minute or two. But it's the same here with how rounded it is. You get used to it really fast. It doesn't bother you because anything that would be in that little bitty corner doesn't matter in most cases. So I already have it all set up. Let's jump in some God of War 2. How about that? Use what everybody else uses to test this stuff. Now you should get okay performance out of this. You should be able to run PS2, GameCube. You should be able to do, streaming stuff. You know what? I don't have. There we go. I don't have hotkeys set up yet. I need to go through and do that. But let's let it fast forward. While this fast forwards, we'll do a little walk around. You got your typical buttons, switch style sticks on here, bumpers and triggers. These little function buttons right here, these little programmable buttons, they get in the way on this regular Kishi. That little knob is always in the way on both sides. I hate that. The little strap on the back, that's not bothersome. It doesn't really bow out, doesn't really cause a problem. And the sticks are fine. It does have pass-through charging, pass-through audio down on the bottom. I mean, it's a decent little controller. It really is. Sorry, we're already there. So let's go ahead and use it. Now I always get confused with start and select. I gotta replan these because it's like start, select. Oh. And the buttons are really clicky. Oh, and of course I have vibration on, so it's non-stop vibrating right now. Which I'll have to turn down that haptic feedback. But I'm running perfectly. I can't tell there's any issues going on with it. Running great. Alright, let's start. You can see, you hear that vibration. It's a pretty strong vibration. Let's look. What do I have it set graphics wise? We're running native. Let's bump 2x. 2x. I want to go 2x. Oh, I'm trying to see here. What is this? 1080 resolution? Okay. Yes, thank you for all that. No, it's a little cleaner. I know through the camera it always looks off, but in person, this is, yeah. It looks actually really, really good. And that's just at 2x. It looks good enough that I would probably sit down and once again play through God of War 2. He still some of the powers of a god. No. Yeah, we all know. It's God of War 2, not 1. I'm just trying to get to the part where we use magic. Oh yeah. It is running like a champ. Alright, I can't handle the vibration on it any longer. So, yeah, that runs great. I still haven't tested Need for Speed Most Wanted, but I can say a lot of handhelds, even ones I can handle God of War 2, have issues with Need for Speed Most Wanted. I don't really want to kick that on. It's not going to run it at 2. Let's try it. It's not going to run it at 2x anyway. But we'll leave it at 2x to see what it does. See how poorly it performs. This is like Dirge of Cerberus. It's one of those games that is insanely hard to run for a lot of emulators. And yeah, that's fine. I can do whatever. Yes. Yeah, I've created a memory card. Saving. There we go. Alright, let's start career. I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit. This thing gets decently loud. So far, the biggest feature I've loved about this has been battery life. When I'm not gaming on it, which I normally don't game on it, I game on my Thor mainly for PS2. But just watching stuff on it, using it for regular media, I have really loved the battery life of this thing. The battery just lasts and lasts and lasts. And I have it all the way cranked up to 144 hertz, and it just lasts. I mean, I hardly have to charge this thing when I'm just watching movies on it. You can hear the audio already crackling and all that. I'm trying to get into the race. So audio's already given up. You can tell it's kind of struggling. Or yeah, look at that. Slow down. Oh yeah. Alright, let's drop this. Okay, that smoothed out a little bit. Ugh, I don't remember how to. There it is. I do remember the biggest life-saving thing in this is that. Hitting both the sticks together and slowing down time to handle the curb. Oh, there's something wrong with your ride. It's running okay. At native. I'm not going to be comfortable playing it because I know it's just going to mess up. It's going to get choked out. Alright, so moving on. Let's jump over to GameCube. I always do Wind Waker. Spartan Total Warrior. I absolutely love this game. I used to play it on PS2, but for some reason, every time I load it up through anything, the PS2 version, it has all kinds of issues. Graphical issues. It runs fine, but a lot of the stuff on screen ends up missing or see-through. If you've never played Spartan Total Warrior, you are missing out. Yeah. Going through the weapons, I mean, you get a laundry list of weapons. I mean, you got sword and shield, which my favorite's the two swords. And it is, think Dynasty Warriors, but Rome. Or Sparta, I guess. Dynasty Warriors, but in Greece. And being able to run around and just slaughter hundreds and hundreds of enemy soldiers. And as the game progresses, it gets way, way more sadistic. Eventually, I don't want to ruin anything in the game, but you start getting this voice, this evil voice, speak like in your head as you're slaughtering all these people, and you'll dash through like 20 people ripping their heads off, and you'll hear a voice go, "What a rush." I never remember the controls. See, I already have a power ready. I just don't remember how to use it. That power will let me dash through, rip everybody's head off. I gotta find this Centurion. There he is. He's down. Shield bash. R plus A. There we go. Now I can knock people around with my shield. Get out. Look at that. Go, Archer. Off the map. I've played Smash Brothers. I know how to edge somebody. Like, throw them off the map edge. Anyway, so Spartan Total Warrior. Love that game. Definitely try it out. But GameCube performance on this is going to be perfectly fine. Everything running standard for sure. You're going to be able to run through Wind Waker and whatever else you want. And while shaders compile and all that, you might run into a stutter here or there on Wind Waker, especially once you get into the forest and things really start to build up. But as all that stuff compiles, the game will smooth out and you'll be perfectly fine. It's all about Yoshi, man. If you play Mario Kart and you don't use Yoshi, you got issues. Oh, yeah. I don't play a lot of Mario Kart, so I always forget the controls. Oh, lucky they hit that, because I was about to. Woo. Alright, how do I use that? I don't remember. Oh, there it is. Oh, I just... I keep swapping people when I mean to slide. Alright. So yeah, runs great. Oh, not that. Okay. Now we started with the high-end stuff. Let's drop down. Let's play some old school. See right here where you can see like R3, how it's cut off by the rounded bezel. Function-wise, it doesn't prevent anything. You can still do everything. There's no problems with anything else on screen. I mean, it doesn't block off anything. You're not going to find yourself trying to reach something in that itty-bitty corner. Now, looking at OBS, I can see what you guys are seeing, and let me tell you this much: everything is colored correctly. This is purple, that's all light purple, this is light purple. So, and it looks so good for a Nintendo game. You brat. I'm not good at this game at all. Come on. Yeah, that worked out, jumping over me. I hate this guy. Done. Yeah, I'm not good at it. But Nintendo looks great. I can hear weather kicking up outside. Sounds like the wind's blowing. Let's do some Genesis. We always do Comic Zone. But I can tell you right now, my favorite Genesis game is not that. It's Toe Jam and Earl. There we go. Ah, no, come back. Ugh. If you've watched me before, you know that's just me. For some reason, these two fingers almost never work with touch. New game, Random World. Love me some Toe Jam and Earl. And it looks great on here. It's all kinds of washed out on the camera feed there. But in person, the colors are amazing. It's these SDI cameras that make the color look like this. I gotta get better with adjustments on them. Because there's times where I could adjust these cameras and you could see the color perfectly, but then once I get everything in focus, it's all washed out. And the camera has on the front of it, on the lens, it has all the little manual dials, so I got to go through and dial all that shit in before I start the video. And I guess I'd rather have focus than perfect color. No, I don't want to drop. I want to open that. Super high tops. Oh, no. So the point of this game is you're going to wander around these maps looking for your spaceship parts. That way you can build your spaceship and get out of here. Now on every map you find the elevator to go up to the next, well, floor. But there's all kinds of stuff going on the map. There's enemies that'll attack you. Oh, no, I don't want to buy anything. There's little side things going on. The worst part about this game, and honestly, it's... I keep doing this. There we go. Use my shoes. And you want to find all the presents you can. Because they have... See that little devil? He'll chase me and try and knock me off. But you can get, I don't know, 10 floors up and accidentally step off the edge of the map. And if the map below you doesn't have something right there, see, now I fell down to the map below. So imagine being 10 floors up and falling in an area where all the floors below you don't have anything. And you fall all the way down to this stage. Imagine that. Yes, you can jump in the water. You can go over here and get all these presents. You drown also. That was annoying. But you come back. You have health. Yeah. I wasn't damaged this time. I will say, and I think it's right here, if you jump off here and swim to your right, I think you'll die a couple times, but keep swimming to your right. There is an island full of presents on this first stage, but you have to die a few times to get to it. Alright. Let's exit that. Alright, so emulation-wise, we know it works fine. I'll start up one more. You know what? We'll start up PSP. Since this is going to be close to that. Where is on-screen controls? Let's get rid of that. Oh, wait, no. Let's go settings, graphics. So we're running Vulkan back in 4 times PSP, so 1080p resolution. No frame skip. Because I don't do frame skip. If you got to use frame skip, it ain't worth playing. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, didn't I just see... Oh, no, I didn't mean to close it. Ooh, I do. Look at that. You got some black bars left and right. But 1080p resolution. Ugh. Hold down, fast forward. I mean, just looks great. And you're going to be able to play whatever PSP game you want on this. I do like gesture control stuff. Actually comes in handy. Especially when I'm doing certain things on this tablet and I could just swipe on the screen and go back or swipe or whatever. I like it. I know you can always do, pull up on Android or pull this menu down, but being able to just go from one side and remember that I can do that has been great. Now this will come with Nexus built in, so the moment you strap the Kishi to it, it should launch you into the Nexus app. Now me, I get rid of that stuff. There's GeForce Now. Did I remove Nexus all the way? I think I did. Okay, I did. I still got to remove Epic Games and GeForce Now because I'm not going to use any of those. Okay, that's not what I got this tablet for. I didn't get this tablet to stream my PC games to it. I didn't get this to play on GeForce Now or do any of that. I got it for emulation. I got it for typical use every day, and it's smaller and easier for me to carry around. Now, let's go ahead and pop this off. Which, if the case doesn't work out, I need to buy a better little controller. Actually, I was going to bring the MCon and hook this to the MCon for a little bit, because I bet it would be okay on that. It's a little heavy, but I think it'd work well on the MCon. Other than that, GameSir makes some controllers like this that are bigger. They feel more stable. They got that gray one that's like Super Nintendo color, and the back is a lot thicker. I kind of want that one and strap it onto this thing. I bet you'd be really comfy. But it is kind of rounded in the back, so I'm not sure how that would sit. All right. Now, tablet-wise, this thing being the size of a phone is actually a benefit the more I use it. Now, I get asked this one a lot. Will you run old school RuneScape? And wow, did my camera just shift color completely? It did. I don't know what that's about. My channel and its issues with setup, right? We're constantly dealing with that. But color looks better now all of a sudden. Oh, there it goes, getting all washed out again. So, I always get asked to test RuneScape on Android devices. Let me tell you, now RuneScape has always been decently smooth when you're panning around on a camera, okay? Now, and through my camera and through OBS, it looks pretty typical. But in person, this screen, this is really satisfying to do. Being able to do this is awesome. And it is so smooth. Nothing is getting caught up. Everything is rendering just immediate. It's really nice. So Android games, yeah. I'll play Google Play games on this thing all day long. And of course, I've only put on a couple: Enter the Gungeon, Streets of Rage 4, and Stardew Valley so far. But let's get down to it. What do I think overall? Price point, do not go over $200 for this device. Now, at the same time, you don't need the Razer Edge 5G, which will be more expensive. 8 gigs of RAM, you don't need it. You only need 6, especially if you're just doing the things I'm doing. If you're just running PS2 and GameCube and using it, as a daily use device. You're watching Netflix, YouTube, whatever. Don't get the 5G version. Stick with the Wi-Fi version. Save yourself that money. If you're getting the Wi-Fi version, if it's not new in box sealed, don't even pay $200. Get it for $150, $160. At that price point, yes, you can pick up other handhelds made by other companies they're all built into a controller, and it's nice. But with this tablet, you're getting a really, really, really good screen. I love the screen on this thing. I hate the rounded stuff here. That was a horrible design choice. Whoever did that, I hope one day you watch this video. Do me a favor. Punch yourself, yeah. Right there. Do it for me. Just one solid. You know what? No, do it softly. Give yourself that little right on the sack. Do that for me. Because that was a horrible design choice. And that seems to be the way all these companies work. They start building something, and we're talking it is almost perfect. It's like they build it, and they probably have a version of it that is 100% what everybody would want. And some guy walks in and goes, well, we can't do that. We can't give them what they want. Let's do something stupid. What can we do? Let's move a button. Let's round that off. Because everybody wants that, yeah? No, they don't. I get phones and all that are rounded and whatnot, but that bezel, it is there. Look at all that dead, wasted space right here. There's nothing here. It is. Anyway, if you can get past that, if this doesn't bother you having that around it, this is an amazing tablet just for everyday use. Like I was saying, the battery life on it alone has been superb. I like to fall asleep watching a movie or TV show or whatever. I just stare at it until it's the next day, pretty much. I just blink, boom, next day. My other tablet, I was constantly having to plug it in or keep it plugged, whatever. It had okay battery life. Like I didn't need to, but it did die decently fast. I got this Saturday, and I can let this thing run all night, running whatever I want. Wake up in the morning, and it'll still have 70% battery. It's amazing. Now, when you get one, also be aware that the screen does not automatically have the 144 hertz on. You have to go in and turn that on. Let me find it real quick. I know I'm pulling it away. Here we go. So under display, I'm trying to get it to where you can see it. Right there. Screen refresh rate. Stock, it'll either come 90 or 120. But if I really wanted to save battery power, I can drop it down to 60. But I pop this into 144, and my battery life has still been superb. But I don't do a whole bunch of gaming on it. Now, because it'll rotate and whatnot, if I really wanted to, I could play DS like this, but I'm going to be using on-screen controls since this has USB-C on the side and there's nowhere to plug that in at on the side. Now, a quick walk around of the tablet, I guess. Power, volume, charging. Right there's your SD card, and then, yeah, nothing. And then on the back, you got your vents and all that good stuff. So, turn auto rotate off. Anyway, with some customizing and playing around with something like this, once you pick it up, make it yours. Look past the little flaws, and this is a great tablet. I see them go on Mercari all the time for, like I said, 150 to 180, depending on condition. Some people have had them where they had a scratch on the screen and sold it for 100. A lot of times you see the 5G instead of the Wi-Fi. If you get the 5G for a good price, more power to you. But if you find the Wi-Fi edition, don't feel shortchanged. Don't feel like you got something lesser that can't play PS2 or GameCube. It can. It works great. This thing is okay. This isn't really that much of a value. These are worth maybe $20. For anybody that wants to argue, I can seriously go buy 10 of these for 20 or less, just themselves. They are not super expensive. The Kishi, this regular Kishi is cheap. So it does its job. The buttons are clicky. The sticks are clicky. I hate this button. That takes a screenshot. I hate that so much. That is dumb. I hate these little mappable buttons. I hate those. I hate those so much. The clickiness you get used to, except on the D-pad. For some reason, that when you hit the cardinal directions, that click bugs me. And the plastic clicky on the face buttons, if I'm doing it a lot like this, that does kind of get to me. And then having like start select, it's annoying the way it's laid out, but you'll get used to it. So I might have to upgrade this, I might not, but there you go. You can see Razer Kishi V2 Pro, $20. But yeah, are there better ways to spend $200? Yes. Could you potentially get more power, better handheld, all that for $200? Yes. But if you go that route, you can't pull your handheld out of the controller and just use it as an everyday tablet. You can with this. And that's what I needed. I didn't buy this to use it as a handheld. I bought it because its life is going to be spent as a tablet. I have been enjoying that screen. Everything I watch on it or do on it has been absolutely amazing. So, but I found it funny the other day. I had someone messaging or commenting on my old Samsung tablet video, and I started to laugh like, wow, I'm working on a video about my new tablet. So here that is. So wrapping things up. Now, take it as you will. Go out and get one. Don't go out and get one. Yeah, doesn't matter. If you just want a game, don't buy this. If you want a device that can function as either or, this is a good choice. This is a very solid choice for a tablet. You're already going to spend close to that for a tablet with enough power to play games and use as a tablet, especially if you're going. I mean, my Samsung Galaxy Tab was almost $200. Well, no, I got it on sale, I think. I don't remember. I got it from like the owner here, and it was like 150 or whatever. But if you go look at the store, it's like 180. So depending on where you get stuff. So retail price, you're probably going to spend 180 to 200 anyway. But you will get a bigger tablet. The screen won't be as nice. So coming up this week, I know it is Wednesday, so I'm going to try and fire off a video every day for the rest of the week. I do have a request to do PS2 and GameCube on the Mangmi Air X just to see performance. That's going to be a rough one. The Mangmi is going to struggle. So I do plan on getting that. I'm hoping that one will be Friday. Tomorrow I have a little surprise one. It was something I accidentally did and thought it was actually kind of interesting. It probably won't be that long of a video, but kind of neat. So I'm going to do that one tomorrow. Friday, for the person requesting the Mangmi Air X video, I am working on it. I have the Mangmi here with me. I'm going to be putting games on it and doing some lightweight testing to see what I can get away with. If there's anything specific you want to see, PS2 and GameCube wise, if there's a game you're trying to play, always tell me when you request a video. When you say, hey, can you do PS2 or GameCube testing on whatever device, if there's one game specific you want to see, say so, and I will try that game for you. If it saves you money and saves you that disappointment of getting the device, hoping and praying, waiting for it to ship, and then you get it, and then you try it, and it sucks, if I can save you that heartache, I will. I'll try it for you. Okay? All right, everybody. That's going to do it for today. I will see you tomorrow. I will be putting in every video I can. I'll be linking my Discord. I am on there a lot. We don't have a lot of people that have joined, but we have a fair amount. It's not super talkative, but I want to change that. So my Discord is open. I'm actually logged into it, staring at it right now. Throughout my work shift, all 8 hours, if I can, I am on it, and most of the time I am there. When I go home after I get some things settled, I normally turn it on, and I am available for help. I am there if you need me. Okay, it's a resource that you have. You don't have to get on and talk. I'm not going to force you to do anything. But if you need live help, I have multiple people in that channel or in my Discord that know what they're doing, and we're all there to help. So, all right, everybody, have a good Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow.